The rain and dark skies that dominated Thursday's test session have made way for blue skies and warm temperatures. Folks, welcome to Barber Motorsports Park as we are back for race number 2 of the USF Juniors program presented by Cooper Tires. My name's Rob Howden, joined by Lucas Facuri, who was on the podium in race number 1. But we are set to go for another battle on this fantastic 2.3-mile racetrack. Unbelievably challenging. The undulations, the changes in the way the track moves, the elevation, the Alabama roller coaster, all the way down to Charlotte's Web turn number 5. Lucas, this is such a challenging racetrack. And for you to get your first podium earlier today, tell me how that felt.
Yeah, it felt great. To be honest, I didn't expect that. The first guys made a pretty good job. Mateus, Arthur, everyone helping me a lot. And yeah, very happy with that.
Is it a track you like? Have you ever driven here before, or was this your first weekend?
No, I drove here in a winter test last year, but I love this track, definitely. It's the Alabama roller coasters, like you said, yeah.
One of the big things about the weekend here for drivers like Lucas and the other 14 here in USF Juniors was the change of track conditions from the really wet conditions yesterday morning. It dried out, and then today, obviously, a super dry race. Overall, how's it been to kind of challenge and take care of those different changes in the weather?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to change your mindset between sessions, but I mean, everybody's like helping me and everybody got my back. So yeah, we are doing like a team, and the results say that.
Second year in this USF Juniors program here for Lucas, the driver from Brazil. You were getting chased at the end there by the point leader, Joey Brienza. What was in your mind when he was pushing you over those last couple of laps?
Yeah, just trying to stay calm and take a breath. But yeah, it was pretty fun, the race, to be honest.
This program all about driver development, as we've said so many times. You joined D-Force in the offseason, and you did a lot of work with them. What's it been like? What have they helped with the most coming out of the gate?
Yeah, everybody here is so supportive. Everybody really wants to help you, put you forward. So yeah, David doing an amazing job with us, Ernesto, Mo, everyone. So Mateus, so yeah, very grateful for that. Carlos as well, so yeah.
So you've got the podium P3 race number 1. What's the expectation for race number 2? Can you go faster? Can you win today?
Oh, that would be nice, right? I mean, first podium is out of the way, so yeah, let's go for the win right now.
Now, we have a fantastic international field here this year. A number of drivers from Brazil. I know you're from Brazil. Would you like to say some words to your friends and family back home?
Fala, pessoal. Vai, Corinthians.
Lucas Facuri, folks, going to be starting again up front. D-Force 1, 2, 3 in qualifying for race 1. 1, 2, 3 for qualifying in race 2 as well. Almost time to fire these things up. The drivers will be on the grid when we come back. And when we get back from these messages, I'll give you the full driver lineup.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
Ready? And it's all thanks to Kyle. Thank you.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Your SUV is a multi-purpose tool, like a corkscrew fish scaler. And that means your tires should be multi-purpose too. Like these Cooper rugged Treks. They're tough, but also run smooth as butter. And with dual sidewalls, it's like having a multi-tool that can look like a completely different multi-tool. Don't take that idea, by the way. I'm gonna patent it. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
We are live here at Barber Motorsports Park to get ready to cap off a doubleheader weekend for the drivers here in the USF Juniors program, the first rung of the USF Pro Championships, presented by Cooper Tires. Again, my name's Rob Howden. Great to be here trackside at the Augusta of Motorsports here in Leeds, Alabama. We have ourselves a 15-car field ready to roll off to see who is able to get that victory. Of course, it was Nicholas Giafoni who won his second race of the year in race 1 earlier today, and with the temperature now getting up to the projected high of 15, let's have a look at the grid of 15 drivers set to go. Row number 8, it'll be the number 93 of Giovanni Cabrera for Exclusive Autosports, the young Florida driver, brand new to the sport, gaining more and more speed every time he rolls out onto the pavement. He'll start 15th inside of row number 8. On row number 7 on the outside, we have an off-road driver who has moved to open-wheel Formula Car racing. That's Carson Etter out of California, the number 57 for DC Autosport. Like Cabrera, getting quicker and quicker with each session. Inside, a brand-new driver here, making his debut, the NACAM F4 champion from last year, the number 55 of Pipe Pedraza, running for Ram Racing, a new team that is, again, making their debut here this weekend at Barber. Thrilled to have both Ram Racing and Pedraza in the paddock with us here this weekend. Moving up another row, we will find the number 12 car. That is Ethan Barker. Barker for VRD Racing, starting in the 12th position. Barker, again, out of Houston, Texas. And on the inside, another driver making his debut here this weekend, just 13 years of age. It is the number 29 machine out of Arlington, Virginia. That is Hudson Schwartz for VRD Racing. Again, Schwartz making his debut here at Top Carter in North American Kart Racing. Moving now into the top 10, it will be Brady Golan starting on the outside, the driver from Austin, Texas for D-Force Racing in the number 18. He'll start in the 10th position, another one of the rookies in the series, alongside Max Taylor in the number 33 for VRD Racing. Taylor out of Hoboken, New Jersey. And not surprising to see so many rookies, because that's what this series is all about, a development program, the first rung of this USF Pro Championships presented by Cooper Tires, so you will see a lot of rookies in this program. Working our way up to row number 4, starting on the outside, the first of 3 Brazilians in the field. Eric Schouten in the number 90 for Exclusive Autosport. A strong run in the opening race. He'll start on the outside of row number 4. Schouten's coach, the well-known Rafael Matos, the former champion in Star Mazda, in Atlantic, in Indy Lights, a champion in Trans Am as well, and a former IndyCar racer. Schouten working with Rafa Matos. Inside of that row in Los Angeles, California, in the number 68 machine for DC Autosport, that is Ethan Ho. He'll start in that 68 in position number 7. Row 3 on the outside, it'll be that number 48 car from Fort Lauderdale, Florida for VRD Racing. Jimmy Lockhart in the number 48. A good run to the top 5 for Lockhart in race number 1 earlier today. And the driver who led the points coming in from Golden, Colorado for Exclusive Autosport on the in the number 91. He finished 4th in race 1. Almost battled for a podium finish. That is Joey Brienza. He'll start P5 inside of row number 3. We'll go to row number 2 now. On the outside will be Jack Jefferson, the number 92. He got taken out in the very start of the race and was not able to finish down in turn number 5. Jeffers looking for a redemption here in race number 2. He had a couple of great runs at Sebring in the opening round of the series back in March. He's going to start on the outside of row number 2 in the number 92. Corpay Exclusive Autosport machine alongside the young Aussie. Already a winner this year. Won at Sebring rather. Quinn Armstrong, the Australian driver, the number 16, second in the opening race. Again, looking to get that one step higher on the podium. 15 drivers in the field. We'll put 2 on the front row. Off pole out of Brazil. In fact, it's an all-Brazil front row. So those of you Brazilians watching here on USF Pro Championships TV, I'm sure you're rooting for your drivers. Lucas Facuri, career best finish of 3rd earlier today in that number 17 for D-Force Racing. And not only is it all Brazil on the front row, it's all D-Force Racing as well. Facuri on the outside in the number 17. And as they roll off, the driver right there, that is Nicholas Giafoni, who has won 2 races this year. He'll start from the pole again. A perfect day so far. 2 poles, most laps led a lap, fastest lap of the race. An opportunity for him to sweep the points here as he will again roll off from P1. So it will be Giafoni and Facuri on row 1. Armstrong and Jeffers row 2. Brienza and Lockhart row 3. Ho and Schouten on row 4. Taylor and Golan row 5. Schwartz and Barker on row 6. Pedraza and Etter row 7. And Cabrera on row 8. And again, it was a fantastic run to start the weekend here through testing, through qualifying for young Giafoni, who has been incredibly impressive. The D-Force team has been impressive as well. They locked out 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in both qualifying sessions, And on a track like the one here at Barber Motorsports Park, which is tough to pass on, obviously key to be able to get out of the gate cleanly, get into the position you need to be, and then hold that spot running clean laps. So again, this is the Cooper Tires Grand Prix of Alabama. And we are about set to go. Looking forward to getting things underway here. Drivers working their way around the track, building some heat, of course, into these Cooper tires. 2 sets of tires for 2 qualifying sessions and 2 races. So everybody on used rubber here, likely just for that 1 qualifying session. And again, this is that opening lap where they're all settled in to get things underway. Big thank you, of course, we get things underway to all of the backers of our program: Cooper Tires, Discount Tire, VP Racing Fuels, the Skip Barber Racing School. If you like what you see trackside here, make sure you download the USF Pro Championships app. You can watch all of our races, live timing, my podcast. We have a mini documentary on there as well. All the content that we push out comes through that program. So download the app today. Tough part of the racetrack here down that back straightaway. So sweeping, so high commitment. These drivers, of course, with these aerodynamic packages, having to really trust their gut, trust their instinct coming through these corners. They'll work their way up through turn number 14, through 15, 16, and 17, and we will get set to go racing. It will be Nicholas Giaffoni alongside Lucas Facuri, who will lead them out of turn number 17. Time to go racing. 20 laps or 40 minutes. Field set. 2x2. Coming to the lights at Aaron Likens. The flagman will go green, green, green. And racing down into turn number 1. 2 wide. I'm watching for them now to come up out of turn number 1 over to turn number 2. Here they come down the Alabama roller coaster. Good start for D-Force Racing, 1, 2, 3. So they were able to get through. Remember, we had some contact in turn 2 in the opening race. This time cleanly through as they rocket down into turn number 5. A couple drivers trying the big outside run. You can see, how about 3 wide coming into turn number 5? Why not? Let's see if they can get through cleanly. The thing about 5 is if you're on the outside and get that back to power quickly, you can hold off a driver who's don't make that big dive to the inside. That's the key. If you're making the inside move, you got to let the car drift a bit. 3 wide coming down into 7 and 8. This is a tough place. Everybody going to have to give a little bit more room. Schoten side by side, I believe, there, alongside one of the VRD cars. Coming out of turn number 8, crucial. Getting on the power quickly. You can't make a straightaway any longer by going deeper into the corner. It's all about getting back to power more quickly, sooner than the driver around you. You'll get exponentially higher top-end speed. Now, coming through this 9-10 complex. 11-12, now through 13-14. Field lining up nicely, and a 2-driver breakaway to get things underway. That's going to be Giaffoni and Armstrong, I would bet, out to the early lead. We'll give you a full field rundown when they come back across. Good opening lap here. 20-lapper for the drivers in USF Juniors. And again, we are green through the opening lap. Giaffoni with the lead. Armstrong to second. Facuri runs in third. Joey Brienza fourth. Lockhart fifth. Taylor sixth. Jack Jefferson seventh. Ethan Ho is eighth. Ethan Barker ninth. Eric Schouten in 10th. Hudson Schwartz 11th. Pipe Pedraza in 12th. Brady Golan, Carson Eder, and Giovanni Cabrera round out the 15 drivers we have. We expect to get potentially 2 to 3 more drivers here in USF Juniors, potentially before the end of the season, as there's a lot of interest in this program for 2024. And again, these drivers, of course, all racing after that scholarship that would allow them to move up into USF 2000. Look at the racing further back coming into 7 and 8. Thankfully, all back into single file because we saw a couple of 2x2 runs there. USF Juniors champion, the scholarship worth over $241,000, taking that money to move to USF 2000 next season. And that's really the kind of the cornerstone of the USF Pro Championships presented by Cooper Tires, and that is the Discount Tire Driver Development Scholarship Program. Key is to give these young pilots the opportunity to move forward. We've seen so many drivers come through this. Kyle Kirkwood's obviously the perfect example, winning all the way through. He won in USF 2000, USF Pro 2000, of course, Indy Next as well, to continue to get the money to work his way up that he needed. They did not have the cash. They needed to get him all the way to where he is right now. And if it weren't for the scholarship program of the USF Pro Championship, I don't know Kyle Kirkwood would be with Andretti right now. Field settling in. 2-driver breakaway, as we said. Further back, a bit of a fight here right now as Max Taylor going to work trying to find the outside run on Brienza. And Taylor gets a really good run out of the corner there. You watch them come side by side up the hill. That is Taylor now to the inside. He's been able to go by Brienza. Joey going in the wrong direction. Jimmy Lockhart first getting by in the VRD car. Now Brienza potentially losing 5th, potentially going back into 6th position. As Taylor able to get by on the entry to that downhill 7-8 complex. So indeed, still D-Force, 1, 2, 3 is Lucas Facuri looking to back things up. It's a carbon copy as they run right now, 2 laps in of how they finished, 1, 2, 3 with Giafone, Armstrong, and Facuri, and D-Force Racing looking to get out with a very successful weekend. Jimmy Lockhart, P5 in the opening race, now slots himself into 4th, so it's been a good overall weekend for Lockhart after a messy start to the season at Sebring at the end of March. We had all 3 of our programs at Sebring, USF Juniors, USF 2000, and USF Pro 2000. So it was a good opportunity to look at everyone in the series. Over $1.6 million on offer this year in both prize money and awards for the USF Pro Championships. And again, as I had said, the exact amount, $241,890. That is the scholarship value for the driver winning the championship to move up throughout this weekend. We'll also actually be kind of keeping an eye on what's going on at NOLA Motorsports Park as the Skip Barber Racing School Formula Car Series running there, the official school of the USF Pro Championships. They've got drivers competing for over $500,000 in prizes, including a $100,000 scholarship to that Skip Barber Formula Car School Series champion to move to USF Juniors next year. So that top driver of that series, we'll see them in Juniors next year. And again, we had our autograph session earlier today, and really, these are the future stars of the NTT IndyCar Series. Yeah, they're 4 steps away, but this is where they need to learn. These are the drivers that come out of the Skip Barber Formula Car School, maybe the top kart racers in North American karting competition as well. They're going to be able to come right into this USF Juniors program, obviously with years and years of experience in national level karting. This is it. This is the entry point if you want to become an IndyCar driver. Look at that scrap further back. That's a good battle going on back there as well. That is Hudson Schwartz, Pipe Pedraza, and Brady Golan going at it. These cars very similar to the USF 2000 cars, one step up. But that is one of the kind of linchpins, kind of the connection points here in this USF Pro Championship. The carbon fiber tub that we use for this car is exactly the same car that is used for USF 2000 and for USF Pro 2000. The same basic carbon tub made by Tatis in Italy. And as you work your way up the ranks, it's just more horsepower, more downforce, more braking capability, more grip with larger tires. We just give the drivers more of everything as they continue to develop their way up the rank, up the ladder system. Lead now half a second for Giafone as he and Armstrong have pulled out by over 3 seconds from Lucas Facuri. Facuri better watch out because Jimmy Lockhart's on the move. That's the driver who's pushing right now. Lockhart from P4 in the VRD Racing number 48 up on the wheel. There's first and second. There's third. And look how close 4th and 5th are now. Not only Jimmy Lockhart, but also Max Taylor, those 2 VRD drivers. They've been able to dial things in. They've been finding speed throughout the weekend. Look at this. Oh, a battle coming through turn 14. I think Brienza's getting eaten up too. That's Joey Brienza in the middle of the scrap. Who else is in there? Ethan Ho and Jack Jeffers. So Jeffers and Ho going at it. This is going to be a big fight right now for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th as Brienza is losing a bit. Here comes Jeffers to the inside of Ho, and right behind them as well is Ethan Barker. Oh, side by side. Oh, into that corner, turn number 1. That was close. Back up the hill. Well, let's key on that fight that one right there. That is a good battle. I believe that's Brienza now. Yeah, trying to hold off the number 12 of Ethan Barker. No, that's actually, it's Brienza a little farther up. Brienza, then Ho, and then it's Jack Jeffers and Ethan Barker going at it. Barker with a better run coming out of the corner. You'll see them side by side. Brienza, Ho, side by side. Barker gets the inside of Jeffers, so he'll get the better of him. The inside line coming into 7 and 8. They'll go back to nose to tail. I had a chance to do the track walk on Wednesday evening with the D-Force racing team, and one of their coaches, the former IndyCar driver Mateus Laced, the Brazilian working, of course, they've got a couple Brazilians there, so perfect, kind of able to speak Portuguese back and forth, and just watching them and talking to them about how they were approaching this racetrack and how a pass that you make here is not made in the corner you make it. Now, we've heard that many times before, but you make a pass so many corners before where getting out of turn number 5 is getting the pass you get done potentially in 10 and 11, because you have to get that run out of turn 5 to be able to set up through 7 and 8 to put the pressure on the driver in front of you. And especially with these spec cars, everybody in the same car, same engine, same horsepower output, all about the driver. There's very limited stuff that the teams can do to the cars at this level of competition. So it really is so much about the driver in this category. Take the opportunity to give a shout out to VP Racing Fuels, exclusive fuel supplier for all 3 levels of the USF Pro Championships. In 2021, VP expanded their role and are the official lubricant and coolant of the series as well. In addition to VP Racing Oil and VP Gear Oil, this includes VP Racing's new line of Stay Frosty Performance Engine Cooling. So if it's a liquid that goes into our cars, it comes from VP. Let's put it that way. Great to have such a fantastic group with us. 6 laps down, 14 to go. And Nicholas Giafoni looking to take a commanding point lead into the next event for these young drivers. They'll have to wait through to the first weekend of June when we head to Virginia International Raceway. Great track for these young pilots. So much drafting, such a momentum track. Great flow. USF Juniors drivers doing a great job so far as well. 6 laps in, make it 7 as Giafoni comes across the line. Again, this is the Cooper Tires Grand Prix of Alabama, the second event of a doubleheader here. We have started the program off earlier today. They were on track for a couple of test sessions yesterday, an official practice and qualifying. We were here at 7:45 this morning for qualifying number 2. And then we raced race number 1. Giafoni was able to win that one. And in fact, Giafoni winning both qualifying awards, both the Cooper Tire Pole Awards, $500 for both of those, so $1,000 richer at the end of qualifying for P1 in both those sessions for Giafoni. Not maybe, the money's obviously great, but the bonus points obviously there as well when you're trying to win that championship. When these guys get to the Circuit of the Americas on the final weekend of August, that'll be the championship weekend for drivers here in USF Juniors. Again, we'd like to take the opportunity to welcome and say hello to the students that have been here all day with us from Gadsden State Community College. They are our guests today of the Discount Tire STEM program that we'll have in all the race markets that we go to, get a chance to work with an in-school STEM program, and we really kind of immersed them into the track experience here today. They had a chance to talk with a racing engineer, spent some time at the Cooper Tires trailer. They were up in race control. We had a meet and greet with a couple of drivers as well. They gave the command to fire engines for race number 1. They really have had the opportunity. Actually, they stopped by Penske Racing as well. They really had a chance to see the opportunities that lay here in the USF Pro Championships paddock. And again, that's a big program that we do with Discount Tire. Fast lap of the race so far. Another bonus point for fast lap as well. A 126.452. That is indeed Giafoni. Only needs to lead a couple more laps to get the bonus for most laps led as well. So everything going in the right way right now for Giafoni. I didn't pick it up, but Lockhart, Jimmy Lockhart, able to get by Lucas Facuri. So move Jimmy Lockhart now up into 3rd. Finished 3rd in the 3rd race, the final race at Sebring, that triple header we had at the end of March. So this would equal his best finish thus far. Lockhart settling in, getting the seat time he needs to show the pace he has. So right now it's Giafoni leading, Armstrong 2nd, Lockhart in 3rd, Facuri now 4th, Max Taylor 5th. Joey Brienza has a little gap on Ethan Ho, but that's the battle that continues right now. Ho has been able to develop a little bit of a gap. Ethan Barker runs in 8th, Jack Jeffers in 9th, Eric Schouten in 10th. Hudson Schwartz now 11th. Both he and Pipe Pedraza, their first weekends here with USF Juniors, 11th and 12th on the racetrack. Brady Golan runs 13th. Carson Eder and Giovanni Cabrera rounding out the 15 drivers in the field. Good shot of them rolling through turn number 1. A downhill left-hander climbing back uphill and then down through the Alabama roller coaster. Trying to be super tidy and efficient with the wheel. Let that car track out. These Cooper tires are extremely durable, although we will get a little fall off at the very end of the run. But again, that fall off often balanced by the fact that they burn through a lot of fuel. So a lot of times we'll see fast laps coming in late in the run. Lighter car, but those tires still giving excellent grip. Cooper Tires proud to be the presenting sponsor of all 3 levels of the USF Pro Championships. Make sure to check out Cooper's all-new Discoverer rugged truck, the ultimate suburban cruiser. It's an all-season tire featuring an aggressive tread design that delivers excellent traction and comfort on concrete. For more information, visit coopertire.com and follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Team Cooper Tire. Couple battles still kind of lining up. That one right there is, I believe, for 7th. Ethan Barker and Jack Jeffers. That is actually for 8th and 9th, that fight we're watching there. Jack Jeffers continues to put pressure on. Again, he had a really strong run at Sebring. Came out of the weekend sitting P3. A couple of third-place finishes and a 5th at Sebring. Contact took him out of the race in turn number 5 in race number 1. So all in all, has not been a fantastic weekend yet for Jeffers, but he'll try to rebound and see if he can't find a way by Ethan Barker. Jeffers currently running in the 8th spot, but still with good points from that opening weekend at Sebring. So all is not lost. Long season still to go. We'll be at VIR for event number 3, first week of June. First week of July, we head to Mid-Ohio alongside the NASCAR Truck Series in ARCA at that fantastic track. Should be a great weekend. From there, they'll look forward to a trip to Road America. I think these cars are really going to stretch their legs at Road America. Put a great show on there. Long straightaways, a lot of hard braking, which will make it tough for the drivers. And as I said, capping things off in Austin, Texas at the Circuit of the Americas on the final weekend of August alongside the USF Pro 2000 program. Giafoni resets fast lap last time by a 126.442, although Quinn Armstrong chasing him. His fast lap 126.6. But again, last time, Giafoni picking up about a half a second. He has been unbelievably consistent up front right now. Very great run so far for Giafoni. 2.3 seconds up. Big gap for Giafoni over Quinn Armstrong. Lockhart, P3. See him coming down the hill here now into turn number 5. This is a shot out of 5, out of Charlotte's Web. Leaders coming back, turn 6 into 7 and 8. That's the gap. Look how far the gap is back to 3rd and 4th. Both drivers good through 7 and 8. Past the halfway point now, 11 laps down. Giafoni will put lap number 12 in the books when he gets around to start-finish. So it'll be 8 laps remaining. Ethan Ho actually turning his best lap. He was a couple tenths of a second quicker than Joey Brienza last time by. He's only 4 tenths back. I don't think we're done yet with this battle from 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Ho, Barker, and Jeffers all quicker than Joey Brienza on that last lap. Those are those drivers coming through there. Eric Schouten was the driver further back. He'll just crest the hill there. That's the Brazilian. But that's it right there. That is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, and 9th, actually, I believe. Yeah, this is going to get good coming down the front straightaway. Ethan Ho digging in that white machine, that DC Autosport car. Ho sponsored by Triple S Suspensions with DC Autosport, veteran engineer Don Connor, his team. Carson Eder on that operation as well. And Ho has been very impressive. I think we're going to see Ethan on the podium a few times this year, maybe even a race win when they continue to dial that thing in. One of the cool things, and we saw this actually at the opening round at Sebring, where USF Juniors raced on Thursday and Friday, USF 2000 on Saturday and Sunday. We split them in different days through a 4-day event. You can convert your USF Juniors car into a USF 2000 car pretty easily. It takes a couple of hours, but you're talking changing uprights, brakes. It's not a ton of stuff that needs to get changed. Different wheels as well. Same tire, same aero. You pull the restrictor plate, map up the ECU a little bit, and literally the DC Autosport team turned that USF Juniors car into a USF 2000 car for him to run the next on the Saturday and Sunday, and just more experience. And we're going to see Ethan in a handful, less than a handful, of USF 2000 car races this year as well. Again, he's running USF Juniors primary program this year, all focusing on USF 2000 in 2024. And again, that's what this program's about: getting these drivers developed, getting them dialed in, learning all the skill sets, learning the culture of the program, immersing them in the NTT IndyCar Series weekend. We'll see Ethan Ho moving up to USF 2000 next year, along with, I would expect, more than a handful of drivers here will move to that program. It's a very rookie-laden program here in USF Juniors and in 2000 this year. Not many returning drivers, maybe 3 or 4 returning drivers in USF 2000, so many of them moving up. Here's a move further back in turn number 5. If you look to the bottom of the screen right there, side by side, Jack Jeffers going at it with Ethan Barker. Does he get the job done? They'll work their way out of turn number 5 through 6. It's side by side for Ethan Barker and Jack Jeffers. He made a big lunge down the bottom. He's got the outside. Can he get the over-under done coming through here? Not quite. And Barker, in a mid-corner slide there. Tried to carry a bunch of speed, picked up a little bit of understeer. And Jeffers doing a good job getting a hold of it, because that's a tough place to get understeer because you'll lose so much. You're waiting to get back on power. And you can see he's probably lost about 4 car lengths. But Jeffers starting to put a lot of pressure on Ethan Barker. Again, that's the fight for 8th. Right there is Ethan Ho coming up here on Brienza. Brienza's going to low line it coming through turn number 14. He knows that he's got a challenge from Ethan Ho. That's the scrap right there for P6. Back onto the front straightaway. I think Brienza's potentially closing up a little bit here on Max Taylor in front of him, but while he's looking forward, he's got to look backwards as well, because Ethan Ho's coming. That white DC Autosport machine, the number 68. All over the gearbox of Brienza. 6 to go. Talked about the Skip Barber Racing School, the official racing school of the USF Pro Championships. They have an 8-weekend, 16-race series that takes place at the most iconic tracks in America with high visibility and pro race atmosphere. The Skip Barber Formula car features a 160 horsepower turbo engine, paddle shift 6-speed transmission, and Goodyear Eagle racing slicks. You'll have a professional crew, expert instruction, video and data analysis, hospitality, and more. Sign up today at skipbarber.com. Laps winding down for Nicholas Giaffoni. But the battle we're following there is that scrap between both Brienza and Ho, and then Barker and Jeffers. Brady Golan kind of running by himself right now in the 11th spot. In fact, everybody in the back there, Golan, Schwartz, Pedraza, Eder, and Cabrera, all with big enough gaps that they're just cruising around getting the laps they need. Again, rookie drivers in the program. They've never been on this track before. We showed it in full wet conditions in the first test session. Then just wet, but not fully raining in test session number 2. So tough for the rookies. They didn't get that full experience to get all that track time. Now, one of the different things for this race that we really haven't talked about that everybody's had to get a feel for, first time for these USF junior drivers to have to run on IndyCar rubber. They're, of course, following up the IndyCar practice session. They were able to put a ton of rubber down, different rubber than the Cooper tires. So a different feel on the track as well. Sometimes you have to take a little different line because the IndyCar, obviously, much different horsepower. They take a different line than we do. Jack Jeffers, I believe, finally able to make that pass on Ethan Barker. So I think you move Jack Jeffers up to 8th. In fact, he just turned his fast lap last time by. So indeed, Jeffers continues to push. He'll put his focus now to see if he can't reel in Ethan Ho. And listen, he may be able to. There are 5 laps left, and Jack Jeffers was a half a second faster than Ethan Ho on that last lap. Let's keep a look at that. Leaders coming up through turn number 14, 15, 16, and down the hill to 17. That's first. That's second. Huge gap between Giaffoni and Armstrong. They got to wait to see Jimmy Lockhart. They have such a huge gap. It was 7 seconds last time by. That is 3rd and 4th right there, Lockhart. But look at them coming from the back there. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th and 9th. Taylor, Brienza, Ho, Jeffers on the move too. We'll look at lap times. We'll look at splits. Brienza turns his fastest time at 1:26.6. Gains a couple of tenths on Taylor. He's only 2 tenths back. Jeffers was over 2 tenths quicker than Ho. He's only 2 seconds back with 4 laps. Not enough. Got to be a half second faster a lap. Time ticking away for Nicholas Giafone to literally sweep the weekend points. Qualified on pole both races. Fastest lap, most laps led, and won the race in race number 1. He's already led the most laps at 16. On the pole for another bonus point. 33 points is a sweep of the day. 66 for both races. Giafone still with the fast lap, considerably, by almost a full 3 tenths of a second over his teammate Quinn Armstrong, who's having a great run. Giovanni Cabrera just turned his fast lap as well. P15, but finding more speed. We're going to see Cabrera get quicker and quicker throughout the year. Looking forward to see what he's able to do in the last couple of races where he's had that time in the car. A lot more test time, a lot more seat time. Get a chance to race quite a bit. Discount Tire is the official tire retailer of the USF Pro Championships, presented by Cooper Tires. At Discount Tire, we know your time is valuable. Get a 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online. Did you know that Discount Tire offers wiper blades? Save some time. Buy now and book online at discounttire.com. Into the final 3 laps for Giafone to take the point lead, heading to VIR in about 5 weeks' time. Don't know that we have a really good battle on the racetrack now. Ethan Ho trying to close up on Brienza. Brienza just chipping away at Max Taylor. Otherwise, everybody kind of running clean into themselves right now. All it takes is a minor bobble, though, to allow one of these drivers to step up. Giafone across the line in that number 19. Omni, the sponsor on the side of the car for the driver out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Again, big shout out to all those of you Brazilians who are tuning into the broadcast here on the USF Pro Championships YouTube channel. Wow. Another fast lap on lap 14, as we said, for Giafone, but Jimmy Lockhart just turned his best lap. About a half second off, but Lockhart continues to get quicker. He's going to be a driver to watch this year for sure. And Brienza is getting significantly closer to Max Taylor. The white flag will fly next time by. Brienza did this in race number 1 from P4, from P5, putting the pressure on Ho, or rather putting the pressure on Fakuri in P4. Brienza almost one more lap, and I think he may have gone to P3. White flag will fly this time by. No, I did not see the white flag. I think we should have saw the white flag there. I'm just looking off of live timing. They're saying 2 to go now. Live timing may be back a little bit. One of the things they'll always tell you, folks, when you start driving go-karts, you race to the checkered flag. Yeah, here's the white flag flying now. Yeah, there comes the 19 across the line. So the white flag is flying. I think I picked up the wrong DeForest car. I think I picked up Brady Golan. So the white flag has flown. That is actually, that's Golan there coming out of 5. White flag now flying. Final circuit. What do we have for a challenge potentially? Brienza's still digging, but not enough to try to close up here on Max Taylor, who turns his fastest lap. And that's the way to do it. A 1:26.631. Taylor goes his quickest lap, getting pushed by Joey Brienza. Leader now into and out of turn number 5. Leader now working his way down to 7 and 8. That's a little further back coming out of 5. Leader's already through 7 and 8. Let's pick up that leader coming out of turn number 7 and 8. Leader's now on the back straightaway. There we go. There is your leader coming through, turned 9 and 10. Big run here for Giafoni. Wait, I think that might be Cabrera, actually, that they're following. Giafoni a little further back, likely. There's your leader right there, coming through turn number 14 and 15. What a weekend it's been. The D-Force team is going down to the wall, and not surprising. What a weekend, folks, here at Barber Motorsports Park. Back-to-back jacks for Nicholas Giafoni as he wins both ends of the doubleheader here in USF Juniors. Twin checkers from Aaron Likens, and a massive weekend in terms of points for the Brazilian Giafoni in that number 19 machine. I'm sure the Brazilians are thrilled. A huge win here in USF Juniors for the young 18-year-old pilot. An impressive drive. The margin of victory, 6.556 seconds over his teammate Quinn Armstrong. Jimmy Lockhart jumping up in the VRD racing machine to break up that D-Force 1, 2, 3 again. They were first, second, and third, dominated the podium in race number 1, but Lockhart in the VRD car, number 48, diving into P3 after a good run with Ficuri early. Max Taylor holds on for P5. Joey Brienza in 6th. Ethan Host 7th. Jack Jefferson 8th. 9th, Ethan Barker and Eric Schouten rounding out the top 10. Brady Golan will be unofficially classified here in 11th spot. Hudson Schwartz in 12th. 13th, Pipe Pedraza. 14th, Carson Eder. 15th, Giovanni Cabrera. But Nicholas Giafoni, what a drive for him. And what a weekend it's been. I can't say weekend. What a late week, Thursday and Friday. Great way to cap the week before heading into the weekend here. Giafoni sweeping all the points possible, a 66-point pickup, and he will leave as the point leader as we get set to head to VIR on the opening weekend of June. So again, Giafoni, Armstrong, and Lockhart will now work their way around the track. We'll get them over to Victory Lane. We'll have podium presentations, folks, in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll have that on the live stream here on USF Pro Championships. But otherwise, stay tuned. A couple of minutes. And it's time to celebrate down in Victory Lane.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
Ready? And it's all thanks to Kyle.
Thank you. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Your SUV is a multi-purpose tool, like a corkscrew fish scaler. And that means your tires should be multi-purpose too. Like these Cooper rugged Treks. They're tough, but also run smooth as butter. And with dual sidewalls, it's like having a multi-tool that can look like a completely different multi-tool. Don't take that idea, by the way. I'm gonna patent it. Go with the Coopers. Cooper! It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things, like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper Enduro Maxes aren't just tough, they're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
You don't want it hot.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
It's ready.
Wow. Are you sure it's ready?
Oh, it's ready. And it's all thanks to Kyle.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
STEM program here. Great to have you here, Travis. And Jimmy Lockhart showing incredibly well. A focused run, able to get by Lucas Facuri and work his way onto the podium here, P3. Great job for the VRD driver. Coming home in second, back-to-back second-place finishes, big for the point total out of Australia. And D-Force Racing, P2 today is Quinn Armstrong. Seth Martin with the second-place trophy to bring that up for Quinn. And again, a race winner at Sebring. Able to back it up with a couple of second-place finishes here at Barber. Really good for the points championship. And speaking of really good for the points championship, he was a winner at Sebring as well. Back-to-back jacks here. Round of applause. A winner once again today for Nicholas Giaffoni. All right, one win was good. 2 wins is even better. You want to lead the points heading to VIR. How was that race, and how was the IndyCar rubber? We didn't ask anybody that yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Two wins in a weekend, for me, it's unbelievable. It's the first time I've done that. I got all to thanks for D-Force. They gave me an amazing car throughout the whole weekend to learn the track and learn the ways through Alabama. And yeah, Firestone rubber gave us a bit more of rubber in the track. The car felt heavier in the steering wheel, which made more difficult for us to keep lap after lap the pace. But yeah, I think we managed to do good. I mean, D-Force won 2 again. And yeah, that's really nice.
Any moments that we didn't see? Did you go off at all, or was it a perfect run?
No, I mean, Sebring was different. I mean, first race of the championship, I was a bit off, and now I think we could pack a couple of wins, clean wins, and yeah, very, very happy.
Congratulations. Get on top of this big podium here. Again, a fantastic run for Giaffoni, Nicholas Giaffoni, and to bring him his trophy, Will Edwards has that P1 trophy, and again, adding that to the collection of USF Pro Championship trophies, a third for Nicholas Giaffoni, the young Brazilian driver, able to have a strong run here at Barber Motorsports Park to take over the point lead. And as I said, we head to VIR, opening weekend of June. All of these racers will be back at it again, and we have a bunch of racers ready to knock on the door to potentially get their first win in the program for sure. Jimmy Lockhart, definitely one of them, as he looked very good throughout this entire weekend. Look at these trophies done. Get the shots, get those trophies up in the air, guys. Thank you. We'll get to bring the discount tire hats. We'll bring all our guys from Gadsden State up here for a shot as well. Again, STEM Day brought to you by Discount Tire. We had these guys over in Penske Racing. We had them up in race control. They had a chance to talk with our technical director, meet and greet with one of our race engineers. A really cool program for these students here from Gadsden State. Jimmy's got to reset that hat, right? It's got to be right. Don't worry. There you go. Champagne, of course, set to fly. We'll cap it all off with that. But again, the great shots here of these young drivers. Again, these are the future stars of the NTT IndyCar Series. We always talk about this when you're watching the racing right now, and you see the Renus VKs and the David Malukas and Stingray Robb and Kyle Kirkwoods and Colton Hurtas. This is where these drivers were just a couple of years ago. You think back of when Colton Hurta first came to USF 2000 as a 14-year-old, and then all the wins that he and Pato Award and Malukas and they were able to get moving up to the Indy Next Series and then through the Pro 2000 category. This is where it all starts. These are where the drivers you're going to see here in 4 or 5 years. This is where they're coming from. USF Juniors, the perfect program. And again, I'll throw that out there, another green to checker race. We've had so many of them this year already. The first 3 at Sebring, all green to checker, no yellows at all. Those drivers really impressing. Again, with the racecraft, with the respect for each other and their abilities on the track. So can't say more about everyone, all 15 of the drivers in USF Juniors able to go green to checker once again. So Champaign getting ready to roll out here right now, and that's how we'll cap off our Thursday and Friday of part of this event. I keep saying it's the weekend, but weekend's just coming right now. In fact, what is it? Almost 5 o'clock. It'll be the weekend for everybody else. We're wrapping things up. Guys, grip it and rip it. Let's get at it. The celebration starting here for USF Juniors. Get at it, boys. Let's go. There you go. Flying, Champaign, sticky, indeed. But the celebration, folks, one more time, a round of applause if you're around here for the drivers in USF Juniors. Excellent run on the track. And again, Nicholas Giaffoni, back-to-back victories. Strong run for Quinn Armstrong, the Aussie, getting a pair of second-place finishes. And Jimmy Lockhart finding himself on the podium here at Barber Motorsports Park. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in live on the USF Pro Championships TV program, either on the app, on the website, or the YouTube channel. Lots more racing to come throughout 2023 here in the USF Pro Championships. We'll be at Indianapolis on the road course in the mid-weekend of May. Of course, the Carb Night Classic, and then USF Juniors back on track at VIR on the opening weekend of June. Thank you so much, folks, on behalf of everybody from Anderson Promotions, Cooper Tire and Discount Tire. My name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.